Thirdly, GRCs and SMCs. Our present electoral system is to have most MPs elected in GRCs with a limited number of SMCs. This is a sound system. The GRCs ensure multiracial representation in Parliament. They encourage political parties to appeal to all races with moderate policies and not to one race or another with chauvinist or extremist policies. And they also put a premium on parties which can field credible teams and therefore demonstrate that they are fit not just to become MPs, but to form the government. In this GRC system, we always have some number of single-member constituencies to keep the entry barriers low, which means small parties can still participate in elections, and it will give adequate opportunities to the small parties and to the independent candidates to contest in a general election. GRCs should continue to be the main basis of our electoral system, but we should refine the size and the number of GRCs and SMCs. The rules are specified under the Constitution and in the Presidential Elections Act. GRCs can have 3 to 6 MPs each, and there must be a minimum of 8 single-member constituencies. In practice, currently, there are 9 GRCs with 5 members, 5 GRCs with 6 members, making a total of 14 GRCs, and there are 9 single-member constituencies. We should fine-tune the implementation of the GRC and SMC scheme in the light of our experience. There's no need to amend the Constitution or the Act. These specify the basic framework for the scheme. Within this limits, the Electoral Boundaries Review Committee, the EBRC, has the flexibility to work out specific sizes and configurations of constituencies to match the population distribution. So we can effect the refinements by making them explicit in the terms of reference to the EBRC when I appoint the EBRC. There are advantages to having bigger rather than smaller GRCs. They enable stronger multiracial teams to be formed, which include MPs which have different backgrounds and skills, which can serve voters more comprehensively and effectively. For example, you can pool resources and provide economies of scale to run town councils more effectively. Bigger GRCs also require any challenger to field a team, and to field a team which is a strong team and offers a serious alternative to have a chance to win. And therefore, bigger GRCs encourage responsible and credible opposition parties to emerge. But at the same time, there are some downsides to size, to having too big a GRC, because it becomes harder for voters to identify with the whole GRC or with a whole GRC team. The members split up, so the voter knows who's looking after his area, but for the others, he may not have quite as close a relationship. Each MP has to look after his own ward in the GRC, and therefore it's not easy for him or her to get to know the voters in all of the other wards. In the light of our experience, we have concluded that on balance, smaller GRCs, that means less than 6 members, have the edge over larger GRCs, that means 6-member GRCs. Therefore, we should have more smaller GRCs and fewer 6-member ones. I don't think we should rule out the 6-member GRCs entirely, because sometimes the configuration of constituencies on the ground makes this the most practical option. But we should have fewer 6-member GRCs. And on average, the GRC size should be smaller. Therefore, when the EBRC is next appointed, its terms of reference will state that it should create GRCs such that, firstly, there will be fewer 6-member GRCs than now, and secondly, the average size of the GRCs will be smaller. The present average size of GRCs is 5.4, because there are 5 and 6 member ones. The new average, which will be stated in the guidance in the terms of reference, should not exceed 5. This guidance to the committee will achieve our objective of having smaller GRCs while giving the committee enough flexibility to do its work properly. Within this GRC system, it's useful to have a limited number of SMCs. But over the years, the number of voters has increased. The number of elected MPs has also gradually increased, and it may rise further as voter numbers increase further. Therefore, we should increase the number of SMCs to keep pace with the increase in the number of elected MPs. At present, there are 9 singles. The terms of reference of the EBRC will